In this video, I want to talk about what is a list. A list, we'll just put list. A list is a variable that holds multiple items in programming language. For example, you don't have to put list. Say we'll have fruit. A list will always have brackets. So the variable fruit, which we talked about before with, I gave you guys the water analogy or the water bottle analogy. Pretty much the water bottle itself is the container that holds the water, which is the value. You can apply the same thing to a list. To a list or a variable. So we have the variable fruit, and in this list, we're going to put values such as apples, grapes, and we'll say pears. Now, once again, I get this error because we are typing words in a list. These need to be dealt with as strings. So we need to go through each one of these words and put quotation marks to be treated as strings. Lists are good because they can hold multiple values, multiple valuable items. Say we have fruit. Say we have another variable called drinks. And then here we'll put water, soda, and then we'll put juice. And obviously, as you progress in programming, it's way more complicated than this. I'm just giving you simple, explanation so you can get the concept of it down. So say I want to print out the values in my fruit list. I'll print it out down here. I get apples, grapes, pears. Say I want to print drinks. It prints out water, soda, juice. Another good point I want to explain as well, when it comes to variables, and I'll go in more detail later on in my videos, there are rules or laws to how you can use variables. For example, variables cannot start with a number. For example, this is illegal in Python. As you can see, I get this exclamation point, and if it's red, pretty much this is if you don't fix this, the program's not going to run. So just a little quick heads up, you can't use numbers in front of you can't use a number as the first character in your variable. Now say I wanted to put drinks _1. I could do that. There's nothing wrong with that because it's at the end. Oh, why am I getting a syntax error? Oh, it's because it has to be the same down here. There we go. So just a quick explanation of that. Now, you may be like, why is this important? Because say you want to put multiple values, but you don't want to have to imagine having to print multiple variables saying apples, grapes, pears down here. You know what I mean? It's a lot quicker by being able to put it all in a list and hold that list, those values in that list. Now, another thing I want to bring up about lists are immutable, meaning that you can change things in a list. You can take items out of the list. You can bring items into a list. For example, I will show you, say we wanted to add, let's say, dragon fruit to that fruit list. Now, instead of going over here and typing it in, we can use the append method or the append function to insert it into the fruit list. Now you may be like, well, wouldn't it be quicker just to type in here? Well, you got to look at it when you're building more complex things, because if you have hundreds of lines of code, you don't want to go through each line and have to manually input, the value that you forgot or that you need answered. It's a lot quicker to do it this way. So say you go and you put print, or excuse me, you could go fruit dot append, and in the parentheses you will put dragon fruit. Once again, it's a word, or it's words, so you have to use the string method. Now you may ask, why do I have this underscore right here? In Python, it's not good to use spacing, or excuse me, this is considered white space. Now, this doesn't really matter, in a string, but for example, say I had drinks right here in the variable, I can't use white space right here. That will bring up an error. That's why I have to have an underscore. Now, in the string area right here, that doesn't matter. You could just put dragon fruit. Now, I have fruit.append dragon fruit. Now, if I go print, use the print function, I put in fruit, it types in, or it executes and prints the result in my terminal, which is apples, grapes, pears, dragon fruit. In my next video, I'll go more into detail about the different functions that you can use with a list, things like that. And I'm gonna end this video now. Thanks for watching.